Hi, Tristan. Hooray, it's Tuesday. We're so ready. And it's nice to see you're on time today, too. Woohoo. Okay, so first things first, I am using a direct internet connection to the router today instead of doing Wi-Fi. So hopefully it works a little bit better. Hi, Mia. Hello. I know. Happy bun hair day. I did something kind of cool. I did like a braid back here. I don't know if you can see it. It's my little fancy bun. I know, Curry. I'm so excited for this one. Seriously. Polish is here. Awesome, dude. It's a little bit better. That's so good. All right, guys. So curry today is for Panda, who you guys see in here quite often. He was my top cheerer last week, so he requested me to make a curry, any kind of curry I wanted. So I have never done a Japanese curry, which is why I chose this today. It's good. Awesome, Mia. And I'm just gonna do some simple boiled rice for it, which I'm sure you guys have seen quite a few times already. That's like the one thing that I've repeated the most, I think, on here. And then pork tonkatsu. So lots of new stuff for me today. Chief with the host, thank you, sir. And we have some pretty good fun facts / history to go over before we start too. And if you guys didn't see, I posted the recipe already in Discord if you want to follow along or just make it some other time, go for it. Mia, it's already on Discord. It's already there, girl. I'm on top of my game. The hostess with the mostest. Yeah, that's Chief. Aw, yeah. Tristan, if your belly doesn't hurt from all those Krispy Kremes, you are a champ then, sir. All right, timeline. I think the curry will take about an hour to make, start to finish. And the pork katsu, probably about 40 minutes by the time we kind of pound out the pork chops and let it sit a little bit with our seasoning, and then we have to bread them with panko. So that'll be quite a longer process too, because we want to make sure it's perfect. And then rice obviously takes 20 minutes or less. So we'll see how it goes. Awesome, Polish. Yeah, it's a super good book. Very enlightening into the dieting world. I had a lot of good things come from that after I read that book, though. And the little macros counter sheet does really work, so feel free to use that. You just had cheese, too? Oh, my God. Donuts and cheese. Tristan, you're nutso. All right, order of prep, guys. I have pork chops I picked up yesterday. Once again, they're bone-in, because why not? But I chose these because they have such a nice mix of dark and light meat, which will give a lot more flavor than just doing like pork loin cutlets, I guess. So we have to take those off the bone, and we're going to save the bones, kind of brown them up in a saucepan, and then make our stock for the curry with those in a separate pot. So we'll get that going right away. And then we have to pound out our pork chops. So I have a little meat mallet here, heavy duty equipment in stream today, and just our Ziploc bag that we're gonna put the pork into so there's not meat flying everywhere. Yeah, flex. I don't know, hater. You're a true hater, 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I can trust that. And then after the pork is pounded out, we're just gonna season them up with some salt and pepper and put them into the fridge, probably just on this little sheet pan here. And with us letting them sit in the fridge with the seasoning on, it's kind of like a dry brine, I guess. So the flavor of the salt will penetrate a little bit further through the meat compared to if we just seasoned it and then breaded it. It would just be more on the outside. Meat mallet for Sammy. Yeah, totally. And then the next thing we have to do is prep our curry spice mix. So we have like 11 different spices going into this curry spice mix. So we have to toast those up a little bit in the pan first, and then we'll blend them. Who better to trust than a true hater, I guess. I ain't afraid of those haters. But like, it's not Friday. It feels wrong to flex on a Tuesday. I haven't even done anything yet. Okay, after our spice mix is all made, then we can carry on with the rest of our curry. So prep all of our veggies. And I think I'm going to throw in some bell peppers and just a little bit of asparagus that I had left over in the fridge for some extra veg in the soup or the curry. And then we are going to make our sauce after that. So it shouldn't take too long. Is Betty Boop here? She is, but she's going out soon. Sorry, Trist. Every day is a good day for a double bicep flex. Okay, since you did the follow, hater, I guess we'll flex first. Get that over with. I don't even know if I have anything anymore. It's been like a month since I went to the gym. But anyways, here this goes. Aw, yeah. There's like nothing there anymore. Sad. Okay, after we make the curry sauce and that's all going, then we're gonna bread the pork for the katsu. Yeah, flexin', chief. And then after that, we can prep our pans for frying. So I am just using my 2 cast irons that are over here, the blue and red one that you guys have seen before. And then we're gonna make our rice. That's gonna be one of the last things, and then fry our katsu. Kate's getting lazy. Yeah, totally. I just haven't gone back to the gym to sign up for a membership yet. But I did find some amazing stairs like right in our subdivision, so maybe I'll start like doing some sprints and stuff up those. I don't know, but I also did want to start kind of getting into yoga again. We'll see. Yeah, less gym for donuts, cake, candy, and goodies. Exactly, dude. All right, let us go into our ingredients. So, curry spice blend. Hope you guys are ready for all this. We're using quite a few ingredients today. Bye. Whole coriander, whole cumin, whole fenugreek, which I did not have that. So sorry guys, but we're not gonna put the fenugreek in, but I'm sure it'll taste just as good without it. And then some cardamom, whole black peppercorns, fennel seed, a piece of cinnamon stick, which actually I think I forgot to take out. So let's do that now before I forget. Toss that back there with the rest of our spices. Cloves, star anise, ground turmeric, chili powder, and nutmeg. So this recipe is probably going to make quite a bit, at least enough for 2 of these curries to be made for like 6 to 8 servings. So yeah, quite a bit of spices going into here. Like I can't even imagine how this is gonna taste though. I didn't think there would be this many actually. Like it just said to use a yellow curry powder of sorts, and I was like, and then I looked at more recipes and found this one, and I was like, I think this is gonna taste the most authentic. What is panko? Panko is Japanese style breadcrumbs. So they're like the bigger breadcrumbs that make stuff really, really crispy. So like panko shrimp, and then they're used in Japan on like chicken and pork to make cutlets. Yeah, just a special style of panko. I honestly not really sure how they make it. I really don't know how they make these breadcrumbs for them to like stay together and get super crispy like that, but they are magical. I would always choose panko over regular breadcrumbs any day. All right, for our stew, we're gonna need some vegetable oil to saute our veggies. So onion, carrot, celery going into this, classic mirepoix, and then homemade chicken stock and homemade dashi. So I don't have instant dashi or homemade dashi, which is kind of why I decided to bump it up a little bit and make the pork stock on the side. And maybe we'll have to use a little bit of like the store-bought chicken stock. We'll see. We'll see how it ends up tasting. And then I'm also going to do some butternut squash in here. So typically there is potatoes in this curry. And I'm going to do a couple of baby potatoes that I had left, and then bumping it up just a bit for some extra sweetness is the butternut squash. And then the next ingredient is what makes this Japanese curry so much different than the other curries. Our beautiful Asian pear. So literally tastes like a cross between a pear and an apple. I used to call them papples when I was younger. And then that's gonna get grated in. So that's also gonna make it a little bit sweeter than an Indian style curry, which I'm super excited about. And then the way that they thicken the Japanese curry is they actually make a roux with butter and flour. So that is interesting to me too. And then we're gonna use some fresh ginger for fragrance, and then 3 tablespoons of our curry spice blend. So quite a bit. And then optional, you can add some frozen peas just for color if you want. I don't think I'm going to today because I do have the peppers and asparagus. Looks like an apple. Yeah, exactly, Chief. No, it was not hard to find those at all. They're quite popular nowadays. I should have bought another one because I really do love snacking on them too. Is it off again, guys? Okay, let me see if I can switch it up a little. Because like I said, I am trying a new connection to Wi-Fi. So direct line to the router and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's not too bad. Let me know though, because we're just trying to see if this is gonna help at all or if we should just return the cable. Hopefully not. All right, so for the jasmine rice today, it should make about 6 servings. I usually do 1.5 cups of rice to 3 cups of water. Really, really simple. And then our tonkatsu. So I have 6 pork loins there. And we're going to need, I'm just gonna shut this little laundry door over here for a sec, 'cause it's really annoying me as I talk. Give me a sec, guys. Not today, world. It's better? I think so. I turned it up to 1000 delay on the mic instead of 700. All right, so to bread our pork loins, we are going to need some flour, about 3 large eggs. So I'm gonna use 2 duck eggs instead. And then 1.5 cups of the panko. And then obviously quite a bit of oil for frying. But you don't need to completely make like a deep fryer on your stovetop. You just need to give about 1/3 of an inch of oil in the bottom of the pan. And then you should be good to go. And that is it for ingredients. And now it's history time. Let me just arrange my little browsers here. All right. So, tonkatsu history. If you weren't familiar with Japanese cuisine, you might not think that there was anything particularly Japanese about katsu, a simple dish of breaded and fried cutlets. Yay, Tristan. Love it. That pumps me up. I know, get ready. I have like 2.5 pages worth today, guys. Get your popcorn. Take a seat. But if you've ever been in a Japanese shopping mall food court, you've seen that just like pizza in America, katsu has established itself so firmly in the food culture that it could be considered a national comfort food staple. History, yep. Moogie, what's up? It's an easy dish to love. Juicy chicken or pork cutlets in an incredibly crisp layer of golden brown breadcrumbs with a sweet and savory sauce and a side of crisp shredded cabbage and steamed white rice. It's a simple and delicious weeknight meal, whether you buy it at the food court or fry it in your own kitchen. So that's the traditional way that they serve katsu, is with shredded cabbage, steamed rice, and usually like a lemon wedge. Is it the Food Lab's recipe? It's similar. Super similar, Moogie. I know the Food Labs, they had quite a few different tonkatsu recipes on there. So I just picked one and kind of looked at their ingredients that they used. So the word tonkatsu is a combination of the Sino-Japanese word ton, meaning pig, and katsu, which is a shortened form of katsuretsu, the translation of the English word cutlet, which actually means meat chop. So that's what katsu means, meat chop. Tonkatsu is a Japanese dish of a pork cutlet. It's been coated in flaky breadcrumbs and then deep fried. So very similar to a German schnitzel. Tonkatsu was first served in Japan around the turn of the 20th century, when Japanese restaurants began to offer more Western style food known as yoshoku. Over time, tonkatsu has become one of Japan's most commonly eaten dishes. In addition to pork, almost any ingredient can be breaded in panko and deep fried katsu style, including beef, minced meat, ham, cheese, and fish. Who doesn't eat steamed white rice? Yeah, exactly. White rice, yeah, that's like rice pudding, Tristan. That's just like a really easy version of rice pudding. Love it, dude. So tonkatsu is usually served with a bit of hot yellow mustard and a thick tonkatsu sauce that has a sweet and tangy flavor. Since we're doing curry today, we're not going to present it this way, obviously. But I might try it again another time with chicken and do it presented that way instead, with the cabbage and the sauce and the rice. While the recipe for tonkatsu sauce varies from restaurant to restaurant, common ingredients include fruity Worcestershire sauce and tomato ketchup. Toasted sesame seeds can be ground with a mortar and pestle and mixed into the sauce for extra flavor. One of the most common ways to enjoy tonkatsu is in a teishoku, so a set meal, featuring rice, soup, raw shredded cabbage, Japanese-style pickles, and a sliced tonkatsu pork cutlet. The soup may be either miso soup or tonjiru, which is a type of soup made with miso and pork broth. So I guess we're kind of making that today. But I made miso soup last night, so I'm not going to make soup again with this. The meal often comes with a slice of lemon to squeeze over the cabbage and the crispy tonkatsu. The clean flavor of the finely shredded cabbage and lemon juice provides a cool contrast to the richness of the juicy pork. All right, katsu curry, which is what we're making today, is a dish of Japanese-style curry and rice topped with a sliced tonkatsu cutlet. Japanese curry tends to be more mild in flavor and somewhat sweeter than Indian-style curry, containing ingredients like honey and grated apple rather than hot and bold spices. I mean, I'm pretty sure ham katsu would be good. I could see it being good. I don't think I've ever had like crispy ham though. All right, so our curry dish can also be enjoyed with a hard-boiled egg or some crunchy pickles, which are common curry toppings in Japan. I mean, I think we have enough protein here today with our pork, so I'm not going to do any hard-boiled eggs. Sorry, guys. All right, curry is one of the most popular dishes in Japan. It's commonly served in 3 main forms: curry rice, curry udon over udon noodles, and curry bread, which is a curry-filled pastry. Curry rice is most commonly referred to simply as curry. A wide variety of vegetables and meats are used to make Japanese curry. The basic vegetables are onion, carrots, and potatoes. For the meat, beef, pork, and chicken are the most popular. Curry was introduced to Japan during the Meiji era, so 1868 to 1912, by the British, at a time when India was under the colonial rule of the British Raj. The dish became popular and available for purchase in supermarkets and restaurants in the late 1960s, so it's not super old. It has been adopted since its introduction to Japan and is so widely consumed that it can be called a national dish. I'm gonna make katsu asuka, pork katsu today. As curry was introduced to Japan via British cuisine, it was originally considered to be Western cuisine. This Western-style curry coexists alongside Indian-style curry, which has become popular since the increase in Indian restaurants in the 1990s. Western-style curry is influenced by stews mixed with curry powder, which were popular amongst the British Navy. The Imperial Japanese Navy adopted curry from the Royal Navy to prevent beriberi, which is a thiamine deficiency, and now the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Forces Friday menu is curry, so every Friday they eat curry now. Kind of awesome to know that. Oh, I love chicken courage. That's a good thing to suggest. I usually just order it when we get sushi, but I would be so down to make it. Setting up the deep fryer. Curry sauce is served on top of cooked rice to make curry rice. The sauce is made by frying together curry powder, flour, and oil, along with other ingredients to make a roux. The roux is then added to stewed meat and vegetables and then simmered until thickened. So roux generally take about half an hour to cook out, so keep that in mind. Whereas if you wanted to thicken it with cornstarch, which would be cheating, it's not going to taste the same, but cornstarch thickens within like 5 minutes. So that's the only downside to making a roux, is you constantly have to keep stirring it as it cooks, otherwise it tends to stick to the bottom of the pot. Adding potatoes to curry sauce was introduced by William S. Clark of the Sapporo Agricultural College due to rice shortages at the time. The oddest pronunciation. Sorry, I'm not perfect. In Japanese homes, curry sauce is most commonly made from instant curry roux, which is available in block and powder forms and contains curry powder, flours, oils, and various flavorings. All right, that is all of our fun facts today, guys. Going in with the curry and the katsu. I mean, I guess it's like popcorn chicken, Moogie. I think it's just the way that they season the meat, either before they fry it or in the breading for it, that makes it taste so good. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I got nothing. I've never made it before, so I really don't know. I've only eaten it. And I apologize if I completely butchered any pronunciation here. I'm just trying my best. Okay, actually I'm gonna keep the cutting board here for a sec, so we can take the bones off of our pork real quick. And then we're gonna get rid of it and start pounding the meat. Japan fried, yay! Asuka. Tamale. Thanks for making me feel better, Moogie. Okie dokes, we're going down. Okay, here is our pork chop. So I'm just gonna go along the bone and follow it out and debone it. If there's like a little bit of meat left on, don't worry guys, because that's just gonna be some extra flavor for our pork stock for our curry sauce afterwards. Just do your best and forget the rest. All right, there's one. So they're pretty thick. I'm hoping that I don't have to cut them in half before pounding them out. I guess we'll just see how it goes. And I'm just gonna lay them onto this sheet pan beside me for now. Sweet meat, yes, chief. Oh, look at this one. That's just pure Flavor Town right there. So good. So what's everyone cooking today? Birthday cake? What? What kind of birthday cake? Yum, Moogie. That sounds so good. Delicious, like home style food. Can never go wrong with that. I turned 36. Imagine. Oh my God. Who knows what I'll be doing at that age? Oh, ham bone in the beans. Nice. And you're sous videing it? Moogie. How long have you had your sous vide for? Yes, Chief. Birthday cake and cereal. Man, age is just a number. You can do whatever you want. That's like the best part about being an adult, is no one can tell you what you should be eating. All right. All of our pork has been deboned. Now I just need to clean up my knife real quick. And my hands. And then we're going to start using some brutal force. Show these pork chops who's boss. Mustard and brown sugar glazed ham, the best. Hey, dokes. This is where we're at. This heavenly tray. Betty Boop will be the sous chef. Maybe Tristan. Maybe. What is QVC? I don't even know what that is, guys. Is it like an American thing or what? Oh, tenderloin. Yum, Moogie. Yeah, pineapples and cherries is so old school, hey, but you can never go wrong with that. All right, let's do one piece of meat at a time. Just putting it into our Ziploc bag, safety first. I'm just gonna try and get all the air out of it and then close it up so we don't get any meat pieces anywhere. Oh, infomercial channel? Crazy. All right, I'm going in. I don't know how loud this is gonna be, so if it ends up being too loud, I can just mute my mic. Let's go. Let's do this. This is flattening out really, really nice, actually. Not the best sound to put onto Twitch, I'm sorry. I think we're there. As long as it's really even. We don't want to go any thinner than like about 1/4 inch. Really, the stove fan is that loud? You guys should have told me earlier. I mean, sometimes I have to put it louder though, if I'm gonna make some crazy stuffs. I don't want to get yelled at by Betty. You know what I mean? All right, so this is where we're at. And then those guys is where we started. So almost double the size, right? It's looking good. Yes, jelly filled. I know, I was just talking about that. Python. Hey, what is going on here? Just beating some meat, guys, for our pork katsu, aka Japanese pork cutlets. So these are the original pork chops that we started with, and they're all gonna be made almost to that size. I'm probably gonna just trim off this little piece there and cook it separately after, just so it's more of like a uniform shape. Jelly filled. Anyways, just finishing up my tacos. Carry on. Yes, tacos for the win, guys. I used to work, I helped open a taqueria in Edmonton. And they're actually one of the top taquerias in Canada. So good. Like, definitely one of my favorite jobs. That was the second job I got, actually cooking. Oh, this would make such a good sandwich. The tacos were lackluster. See? No one deserves to eat shitty tacos. Literally just gonna do Michael Jackson in my head. Beat it. Okay, I think that's good. I'm trying to do it as fast as possible. Once again, just tell me to mute it if you guys need it while I'm doing this. But it's looking so good. I believe that, Tristan. Are there any good ones though? Or are they all just like mediocre tacos? You live in Little Mexico? Oh my God. I'm so jealous of you guys. We have nothing like that here. The one Mexican restaurant that we have here, it's called the Lazy Gecko. And they like, half the time, they don't even have guacamole. It's like, what are you doing with your life? It would be a dream job. It was so much fun. Just like slinging tacos, cutting up all the meats, making the marinades, making salsas, serving the horchata and agua de Jamaica. Like, I learned a lot there. It was very authentic. One of the owners was Mexican, so he pretty much just brought his mom in to show us everything. Pretty much, Tristan, yeah. Lazy Gecko employees. Very true, Moogie. It's all about the chopped onion and cilantro. Get your protein shakes, sir. We might be here a little bit. No, I only have 2 left after this one. We're going quick. Slangin' tacos. Drop that mixtape, Chief. We're ready. This piece, I think, is going to be the best one. Just by looking at all the fat in there. I know Tristan You're upset right now because there's too much white in there. You have to accept the fact that fat is where all the flavor is. All right, second last one. I'm beating the meat too fast. The camera can't even keep up. Meet your maker, pork chop. Today is not your day. The fat makes you sad too. Oh yeah, you don't like fat either, Mia. Come on. Tristan. Yeah, fatty meat needs love too, guys. P.S. I hope someone's clipping this. We need another montage video. And also there is a method to pounding out cutlets. So I kind of like hit it and then drag it away. And then you're kind of opening up the meat proteins more that way. I'm not just like really hitting it hard. There is technique. Oh my God. Barbecue Mexican meats. Do they have al pastor? That's it, my friends. We made it through. Nothing bad happened. The bag didn't even rip. Just a little bit of spanking sounds. Like, look at that. That's perfection. That's a pork cutlet to the finest degree. All right, I'm gonna get these bones into the pot next. So I'm gonna put maybe just a little bit of olive oil or some vegetable oil in the bottom of the pot and start heating it up. And then we're gonna kind of brown off the pork bones before we make our stock, because that's gonna give us more flavor than if we just put them in raw. Oh my gosh, they have goat too. The birria is the bee's knees. Moogie, send some over. Poundage fat. Chief, what are you doing? Food City. Now that's a name I can get down with. I'd probably get lost in there and no one will ever find me again. Kate's lost in Food City. Somebody find her. Oh, jelly. I got that technique, guys. I do. Alright, let's do this switch already. Let's do it. We'll watch the stock bubble away. They make the tortillas right in front of you. That's amazing, Tristan. And I'm sure it's so inexpensive too, okay? We don't have a thing like that here. Fresh as oh. Okay, I'm super happy with how these turned out. I did not think they would get that thin, but it's perfect. The bones are going in. Try and fit them all in there at once. See how she goes. Smash. Okay, that should get all happy. Got them all in there. So now, we gotta season these guys up. So I'm going to flip them all over and have the smooth side facing up, and that's what we're gonna season. I think it'll just be easier to season it consistently than to try and season the side that has the grooves in it. We might tend to over season that side instead. That's just my thoughts though. And then I think I'm just gonna cut off all of these little pieces that are kind of hanging off the side, and we'll bread those and fry them separately. Those will be pork snacks for sure. What? We have pretty good Chinese markets here too, actually. That's the one thing we do have. It's called TNT Supermarket. Mailman sandwiches. Yum. All right, while we wait, let's cut these pieces off and just put them aside. Just afraid that they might burn as well. You want to keep everything consistent, always. But like this fat that's on here is gonna taste so good when we fry it up. It's gonna get so crunchy. Can you guys hear the pork bones sizzling already? All right, there's our lovely tray all set up. Actually. Moogie wants that piece? Yes. Those are gonna be like the best pieces. Pretty much, yeah. If I didn't bread it at all. Just a crunchy little pork rind. So I'm not going super heavy on the salt here either, because there is more surface area, right? Compared to if the chop was still about an inch thick. So just keep that in mind. You always want to go a little bit lighter if your meat is thinner. Because you can't take away salt, but you can always add it at the end if you feel like there's not enough. And now just our little crispy pieces. Perfect. I'm gonna add some salt, probably. I'll go with the Maldon, something a little bit lighter and flakier. Jelly-filled. Very disappointed in you. Stop doing things right. And just a touch of pepper. We're not gonna go super heavy. I'd rather taste the curry than black pepper, right? How are these bones? They're sizzling. Go a little bit darker there. They're smelling good already though. All right, this is where we're at. Deliciousness. The high salty guy, what's that? Salt Bay? I'll do Salt Bay later on when we finish it. Okay, these are gonna go back into the fridge right now. We don't wanna let them sit out the whole time that I'm prepping the curry sauce. So let's find a little bit of room in here if I can. Yeah. Perfection. The dirty part is done. Now we can prep all of our veg. He always makes food way too fatty. Really? I have not seen him really on videos. He used to post a lot of them on Instagram and like, I just don't understand them. Yeah, it definitely means shit in some kind of language. Lemon pepper. You're crazy, Tristan. Try a new flavoring. Yeah, we'll go for our expensive little Maldon flakes. Okay, I think I'm gonna get a flip on these pork bones here. They're not super dark yet. Maybe I'll just move them around a little bit, rearrange them. Oh, yum. Yum. It smells so good in here already. I'm sorry, Jelly-filled. I think the worst thing is when I wake up in the morning and like either Vader's is on or Happy Chef is on and they're making something deadly and it's like, I just had a smoothie and now I want butter chicken. Yeah, exactly. Why didn't you eat more? Because I wasn't hungry. All right, Mirepoix is going down. For our curry sauce, I'm going to dice these, I guess more of a small dice, but not super, super small, right? We'll leave the bigger kind of veg for garnish. So the squash, the peppers, and the asparagus for later. And we'll keep this stuff small, just so it gives more of a sauce consistency. Hey, Rush. I'm doing good, man. Just starting the stream up. Just pounded out the pork cutlets for our katsu, and now working on our base for our curry sauce. Is Salt de Mer the one from the special ponds? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of overrated, honestly. I would still rather choose this over anything. This is known as pyramid salt. So, like this pyramid up here is what most of the flakes look like. And it's pyramid shaped. So it just melts on your tongue differently. It's fancy. There's never leftovers with jelly and their dad just savagely eat it all. Jelly's eyes are crying already. I'm actually not crying right now. I'm shocked. All right, look at the color on this bone. Time to flip it over. Splashing a little bit, so be careful if you're doing this, guys. Alright, we got some little bit of like mold happening on this end of the onion, so I'm just going to cut a little bit of that off. Carry on. I know, hey Moogie. Just stuff the pan full of those bones. But I did put quite a bit of oil. I cheated. That's hilarious that your eyes are singing. Mine are now, for sure. Ah, it burns. And yes, I am left-handed. You're the first person who's noticed that. I've been waiting for it. I'm one of the special ones. Yeah, Moogie. When in doubt, just add more fat and it'll brown. That is a large, large onion. But there is nothing wrong with having leftover curry sauce in the fridge. Like curry and eggs in the morning, really, really good. What, your dad and your mom are left-handed? That's crazy. Alright, let's do a little switcheroo up here. Switch up the flip up. Next thing, I'm going to wash the celery real quick. And you guys don't have to add celery to this, by all means. Do what you want, but I think it's just the chef in me that like really always has to have the mirepoix. So carrots, onions, and celery. It just feels wrong to not use the celery. Where's Kush? She's actually waiting right here. Come on. Come here. She's just like standing back, I think, because the pot is sizzling so much. She knows. Jelly filled. You know what? So, I don't know if my grandma is watching this or not, but when I was younger, she tried to get my mom to convert me to be a right-handed instead of left, and my mom was like, no. Like, things have changed. Doesn't mean that they're the devil anymore. And so I just carried on using my left hand, and here we are. Intertidal. Am I gonna have some pork with my onions? I am. The pork is already in the fridge, and we're just prepping our curry sauce now. Have to get those onions. Curry is not the same without it. Okay, we're almost there, guys. You see how nice and brown the bones are getting? That's just creating all of the flavor that we want. Was she really religious? Not really, honestly. I think she's just like very old school. Intertidal, you're left-handed too? High five. I do love veggies so much, Mia. But that still doesn't make me want to be a vegetarian or a vegan. Maybe if the world goes to shit and I have no choice, then I would consider it. But until then, I'm just gonna live my own life and keep eating meats, because they're tasty. Yeah, I do cook with a lot of veg, hey? You know what, Jelly Fills? Like, my two favorite vegetables are tomato and cucumber. If for some reason the world ended and like we couldn't have any other vegetable, that's what I could easily live off of. It's like always my go-to snack. Thanks, Mia. She loves my meat. All right, favorite part of our stream. She likes to eat the carrot peels. Sometimes she eats them, sometimes she just spits them out. Hilarious dog. I know what you mean, Mia. Like, I really do. But it just, like, it kind of saddens me because, like, me not eating meat is not going to change the way that the world is. Like, we've already gone too far, I think. And no one else really seems to understand that. I don't know. I wish there was more that we could do, though, to kind of help the world see how much better it is to not always eat the meat all the time. Butter pickles, yes. I love bread and butter pickles. Okie dokes. We got some happiness going on in here. I think I'm gonna pour the water in. So once again, be careful because you're adding water to oil. Stand back a little bit, and I'm using cold water to start this. Like so. You can already see how much color has come off of the bones just by adding water. And then that's gonna come up to a little simmer, and we'll probably let it go for about 20 minutes at least, maybe half an hour. All right, so carrots, cutting them down a little bit smaller. It's true, Mia. As long as we're doing something, it'll still make a difference. Obviously not enough, but we can always try. Duncan, how about this knife? Is it good? It is great. I've had it for over 3 years now and have not really had any problems with it. Have not had to take it to get sharpened. I did get a couple of chips in it, so I have one that's pretty small in the center of my blade there, and then I took my tip off doing something too, sadly. So I haven't brought it in to get fixed yet because I'm bad, but other than that, it's super, super good knife. Definitely worth the money. I know a lot of people always come in and ask me that. Would recommend. I know, there's like too much meat in the world. Like that was one of my deep thoughts the other day. Is like you never see wild animals overweight, right? Because they don't have that much access to food. So then why aren't humans the same way? It's like we just can't stop ourselves from overeating ever. It's a very interesting thought. No problem, Duncan. Hi, helicopter. What is good, my man? I don't think it's possible to stop the amount either. I really don't. Free tans. Sorry I missed your follow. I must have had my back turned, and welcome. Using those knife skills today, my friends. Yeah, we went too deep, Chief. It got too serious. We're cooking a stove. On the stove right now, we have a pork stock that I just started with the bones that I trimmed off the cutlets from for the katsu. And then that stock is going to be used to make our Japanese curry after that. And right now I'm just prepping the veg for the curry sauce. No, it really is impossible, Jelly. Like, we can't go back now. There would be riots and stuff. Like, there's already riots if the price of flour goes up. Never mind if they stop producing as much meat. Like, I can't imagine. Is it going to be spicy? So that's the one thing about Japanese curry, Chief, that is different. Is there's not really any spice in it. Like, there is chili powder in the spice mix that I'm making, but that's it for spice-wise. So it's just more flavorful than anything, which I'm pretty excited about. It's going to be interesting to have a curry that's not spicy. You guys would riot over the meat, yes. Tangy, yes. I think so for sure, Tangy, because of the apple pear that we're gonna grate into it. Okay, let's do some doggo snacks real quick while we're waiting. Thanks, helicopter. 1 for 1. Back it up. Okay, sit. 2 for 2. Sit. 3 for 3. Done. That's it for now. Did I cut my hair? No. I just put it up in like a little bun thing today. I need a haircut though. That's a fact. What you need? Alright, veggies are cut up, at least the base for our sauce. And let's make our curry spice blend for now. So this is going to be toasted to start. I'm just going to use this pan, I think, on the stove here. And I'm going to be using both a teaspoon measure and a tablespoon measure. Haircuts give me anxiety. Yes, Mia. Like, I haven't gone in 6 months. It's too long. It's scary. Alright, I'm gonna do our little spice mix just over here in front of me. So I'll bring all of the spices over as well. All of the spices. You know what though, Jelly? That's true. They're a little therapeutic. Feels good having a fresh cut. 2 years, Mia. It's not good to leave it for that long. Then your hair's just gonna get shorter on its own. Tristan, we looked at your YouTube videos yesterday. You're not ugly as hell, as you say. So get out of there. Jelly-filled. Cat just barfed. BRB. Okay, we're gonna be making our curry spice mix. I'm gonna be looking at a recipe. I'm looking between chats, so don't mind me. 2 tablespoons of whole coriander, which are those little guys. The seeds from the cilantro plant. And like I said, this is gonna make quite a bit of the spice mix, so it'll be good to use it again another time for something else. Sneak some hot sauce in. I think I'll keep the hot sauce on the side sheaf for when I serve it, but probably gonna spice it up when I go to eat it later on. Next thing, whole cumin seed. So only a tablespoon of this because it is pretty strong in flavor compared to the coriander. To me, cumin just smells like taco seasoning. 2.5 teaspoons of cardamom pods. So I have just blended cardamom here, or ground. So probably just gonna use a little bit less than they're calling for. Maybe I'll do 1.5 teaspoons instead. Tristan, it's definitely not all about how you look. So get over that. Like, everyone is them. And the sooner you realize that, the more happy you're gonna be. You are you, and you're not gonna change it. Jim, what's up, man? Okay, next thing, 2 teaspoons of black peppercorns whole. That's quite a bit. It's gonna be peppery more than spicy, I think, Chief. Here's our little spice pile, by the way, that I'm building in the pan. The mountain. It's true, I do know. The sky is up there. Blue, my boy, what's up? All right, next thing going in, 1/2 teaspoon of fennel seeds. Half a teaspoon, not a whole teaspoon. Pay attention, Kate. Do I like cooking? Tachunkle, I love to cook. Welcome. We're cooking some curry today for Panda. I'm sure he'll pop in later on. Next thing going in the pan is 1 piece of cinnamon. So 1 cinnamon stick. Boom. Next thing is some cloves. So this says 3 cloves. So I'm just gonna do like a sprinkle and pretend like it was whole. Don't put too much of this because this is very strong spice flavor. Yeah, Jim, just doing it for the vine, guys. Don't actually like this at all. Cloves are OP, man. All right, 1/2 of a star anise pod. So hopefully there's one in here that's kind of broken already. I don't have to struggle. There we go. We got our 1/2 here. In. Okay, a couple more to add. Can you grow your own cloves? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. Google, Kate, to the rescue. Growing cloves from seeds and cuttings is possible. Tachunkle with the follow, thank you. Soil should be rich and loamy with good drainage and a lot of organic matter. Interesting. Now we know. We can grow cloves, guys. All right, next thing going in is 2 tablespoons of ground turmeric. So this is more for color than anything. I mean, it has a little bit of a floral flavor, but other than that, mostly just used for color. And I think I'm just going to be using the rest of this container. Shake it out. Oh. May or may not have dumped some on the counter. All right, I just noticed that our stock is just coming up to a simmer here. So I'm going to turn it down a bit. We don't want it to boil at all. And let's scrape this out. That's as good as it's gonna get. Okay, second last thing. Half a teaspoon of chili powder. A fellow Soviet. How about dem calves? Can we grow them? I don't know, Jim. That's a hereditary thing. You either have calves or you don't have them. But yes, Tristan, steroids. Steroids can. All right, half a teaspoon of chili powder. So obviously that is the spicy aspect here, which really isn't that spicy if you ask me. And lastly, a pinch of nutmeg. Which I'm searching for and is right in front of me. I actually heard that somewhere, helicopter. I remember hearing that. I know, it would be a pretty good breath freshener, I think. How good does this pan look, though, right now? Just a mound of colors and spices. Pretty pumped. Let me just clean up my little turmeric mess here. And then we're gonna toast these off. Hygiene is key. What does steak mean? I don't know. Nutmeg gets you high. Yeah, in like huge quantities. Smoke it. You're crazy, Tristan. Oh, like smoking nutmeg? No. Like eating it. Jelly. The cat disaster has been dealt with, I'm guessing. That's always the worst. So let's keep our pan on a medium-ish heat because we don't want to burn the spices if it heats up too fast. We're just trying to toast them. Get them really fragrant. So pretty much as soon as you start to smell all of them, you can take the pan off. And I'm just going to take a quick photo because this pan looks really, really nice right now. Doing it for the gram. And now I can start to put all of these back. All of the spices. Yo, what am I actually making? So I am making a Japanese curry today, which is different than Indian curries because it has grated apple in it, so a little bit more sweet than spicy. And then pork cutlets, so it's called pork katsu, and it's just a Japanese version of a traditional pork cutlet. So it's pounded out till it's pretty thin and then breaded and fried. But Japanese one is special because they use panko breadcrumbs instead, so it makes it really, really crispy. Never made these things before. Super pumped. What videos did we watch, Trist? We watched the one on the domes. We only watched like the first little bit of it, and that's it. Don't worry, we didn't creep you too much. Do I like ramen? I love ramen. Seriously, probably could eat it at least once or twice a week. All right, smoke is starting to come off of our pan. Just kind of gonna give this a little stir around. How do you spell panko? Exactly how you spelt it there. You made the video when you were so tired. I guess you did look a little bit tired in it. But yeah, it was good. Like, it looked like you were really enjoying doing that. Hooray to Chunkle. Hooray. Let me just get a pot holder here, because I know this handle is going to get hot on my cast iron. I do not feel like burning my hand. So you can see how it's kind of smoking. I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera, but it's smoking a little bit from the pan. That's why I'm washing it a lot closer right now. But dang, that smell though. That smell though. Intertidal, hi. Hello. What's going on? Jim, are you still in here? What's new, dude? Yeah, it smells so good, Mia. I love curry. So I'm gonna go until the seeds kind of start to pop. And then I know that it's pretty much toasted all of the way. So as soon as we hear a little popping, I'm gonna take this pan off right away, and that way it won't burn. Oh. Now you can see the smoke. It looks so good. Oh, you're doing vid editing? Doing a little worky work right now? Have you made any new special kinds of chicken lately, Jim? I am gonna blend the spices, Helicopter. Yes, sir. Okay, maybe a minute more, max. And then we're probably good. Obviously, I'm not gonna blend the cinnamon stick, because that might destroy your blade. But everything else we're gonna blend together, even the star anise. Okay, I heard a pop. I heard it. I just turned the burner off because I think we're there. I think we're good. What's my favorite spice? You must know. Favorite spice? I would say probably either paprika or cumin. Unless ginger counts, then I would always choose ginger. The bay leaf, Old Spice. Yes, Chief. The oldest. Or yeah, cinnamon. That's such a good one. Oh, Matt. Guess who's back? Back again. Oh, Matt's back. Tell your friends. right, I think we're Gucci, guys. Now I just have to switch out this blender top to the dry one. So this guy, a little bit different style of blender top, but it's for the dry goods, so you can blend flour or spices, really anything in it. Cumin is gross. No. Tandoori powder is a secret spice. Yeah, cinnamon is so good. I used to put it in my smoothies all the time. Let's use the orange spatula so we don't destroy a white one with all of our spices. Just gonna take out the cinnamon stick and leave it over here for now. This is where we're at. This pan is perfect for this because it even has a pour spout. Winning. And then I have to wipe this pan out because I'm going to be using it to fry the pork katsu later on. We don't want any burnt spice flavor in our oil when we're frying, right? Give it a little rinse and then a wipe. That smells good. Ooh, I almost forgot to add a couple of the dried mushrooms into our pork broth that's going right now. So let's do that. Cinnamon French toast, so good. It's like one of my favorite breakfasts. Jim, what's gonna be weird in here? Top tips for choosing the best pan. Honestly, to chunkle, I'm always gonna choose a cast iron pan now over anything else. They just hold the heat really well and they're easy to clean. You don't have to be afraid of scratching it because you could always fix it after. The list can go on. Push these mushrooms down so they get soaked up. Good choice, yes. Helicopter. You got something weird going on over there. Okay, I'm gonna go blend these up. Almost there. I just want to knock it out of the corners because it tends to build up a little bit there. Tristan's a ghost hunter. Did you live with a ghost? Are wooden pans real? I've never seen a wooden pan. Jim, that cornflake dessert gone. Finally. one more shake and a blend, and then it should be fine enough. Now is the smells. Look at the color on the lid there. It's gonna be perfect. All right, so here is where we're at. It's pretty fine. There's like maybe a little bit of the coriander husk still, but everything else, like as long as the star anise and the peppercorns are all blended, that's the ones that I'm worried about, because those are really hard. You don't want to bite down on those. You like the sound blenders make? Yeah. I feel ya. Tristan, go find the ghosts. That's crazy, dude. I don't think I could do that. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. How much coriander would kill you? I don't know, Euro Trigger. I really don't know. You probably need to eat a lot for it to kill you, though. Yeah, a fair bit. Blenders are louder than your ex. Gonna give this stock a little bit of a stir and probably a taste as well. See where we're at. Smelling nice and porky. It's pretty light in flavor still, so I can let it go a little bit more. I'll turn up the heat a bit to get a simmer on there. Remember, nothing is there at night that's not there during the day. Well, yeah. Of course. You like my style, you're coming over. Okay, if you can find me, Euro. The bees and rattlesnakes are more dangerous than the ghosts. That's fair to say. All right, next thing up. So we have deboned our pork chops and pounded them out thin. We have made our pork stock with the bones afterwards. We then also seasoned the pork chops already, and those are in the fridge just chilling. I just prepped the curry spice mix, so the next thing I have to do is prep the rest of our vegetables for the curry. So I'm just gonna take off the mirepoix off my board and put it into a little bowl. And then I'm going to prep up our potatoes, our squash, our peppers, asparagus, and the Asian pear. And then we'll be pretty much ready to go to start our curry sauce. Who voted to kick Mr. Euro Trigger? What are you talking about? Jim Jim's dangerous at McDonald's when they forget his fries. It's true, the fries are the best part. How do you forget that? All right, big old bowl of mirepoix. Going over to chill. They think they're slick. Man, they can't get away with nothing. Do fries know that they're fries? I don't know. Do fries have feelings? Maybe the potato had feelings. And then we killed it to make fries. Garlic mayo chicken wrap. We don't have that. What is that, Mia? You can't just say these things. All right, here's our little bit of baby potatoes that I'm probably going to cut into quarters, so a little bit smaller. And then I'll try and cut the squash to a similar size so that they can cook at the same time. Garlic mayo is a wrapper. I believe you, Mia. I'm sure that would be good. This little potato, we're gonna sacrifice. It's all green and wilty, so it's gonna go in the compost. Maybe these two as well, and this one. It's not good to eat green potatoes, guys. That means that they've seen too much sun, and you can't actually get them back from that state. Once they're green, that's it. Does our brain know it's a brain? Really? We have cool stuff that you guys don't have, Mia? Like what? Tachunkle, are you a vegan or something? What's the ish? Alright, squashy. What the heck? Peel the sticker off and underneath it, it's broken. You know what, Sonora Queen? The Mexicans are screwing with us, guys. They're hiding the blemishes under the stickers. I'm upset. Chipotle chicken snack wrap? What? I've never heard of that either. It exists now? I guess I don't go to McDonald's enough. Is the squash a vegan? I would hope so. Probably only going to use about half of this today. We'll see. But I can use a little bit tomorrow when I make the beef bourguignon, the stew. Call Trump and complain. Yeah, he'll get on that wall building, I'm sure. That's a Canadian thing. Yeah, North Americans do love their Chipotle stuff. It's true. The only thing I usually get from McDonald's now is the breakfast. Honestly, don't remember the last time I had like a burger from McDonald's. Do not remember. You bet Canadians hate Trump. Chunkle, what is Trump? I don't think, like, I can't really say I hate him because I don't know him, but I find him very annoying and unprofessional. Pancakes with butter and syrup, delicious. Okay, our mushrooms are starting to soak up some of the liquid. We're gonna make our broth just a little bit more rich. Do I like rush? What is rush? Chief. Cut that little blemish off. No. Doggo thinks she needs to eat the squash seeds. What if it grows in her belly? Trump is like the worst at Twitter, and that's a fact. Well, after peeling this squash and coring it, I think I'm just going to use the whole thing. I have a turnip to use tomorrow in the stew instead. So I'll just stick with the original plan. To Chunkle, you're posh. You're like a Victoria Beckham. Okay, there's only one thing about butternut squash that I don't like, is that when you peel it, it leaves like the weirdest film on your hands. Like my hand's already yellowing from it, and it's so hard to get off. It's so weird. All right, I'm gonna cut this piece into 3. And like I said, I'm gonna cut it kind of the same size as the potatoes. So probably cut it into 3 again. Jim, what is it? Love it. It's a crazy baby potato. Yeah, honestly, I just hate politics altogether. I think everyone is just corrupt. You can't trust a thing. The dog's name is Posh. She's a posh. She's fancy. It's not a he. It's a she. So yeah, she's very pretty. Tristan, yeah, I don't know what to believe anymore. The whole world's a lie. All right. Mise en place, good to go. Now we can just cut. She's awesome, she is. She likes snacking and stuff like that. She's a good sous chef. Where was she manufactured? In Hungary?
She's Hungarian.
Yeah, the brand is Hungarian, but where did we actually get her from?
Iowa.
Iowa. Manufactured in Iowa. She's so special, she was flown in. I'm glad we can all agree on politics here. There's usually someone that at least disagrees, but go us. An imported dog? I guess so. If that's what you want to call it. Alright, that is it for our squash. Does she like squash? Let's see. You found your dog in your house. That is interesting. What do you mean by that? You're just like, hey dog, you look nice. I guess you can stay. He snuck in one day. That's hilarious. And you're just like, well, you're a keeper. Hopefully it wasn't someone else's dog, though. All right, Pepper's next. We're using all of the veg today. And none of the seeds. Does Posh shed a lot? Like medium. Her hair is shorter though. So definitely not as much as a long-haired dog. And it also, I guess, depends on the season. He's a right lad. Well, that's good. Are peppers nice to me? Yep. I like peppers. They like me back. We have a good relationship. That is it. No seeds today. we go. Mushrooms are all saturated now. I think for the peppers, I'm gonna do julienne. Give some contrast to the squares of the squash and to the potatoes. And then I'll try to cut the asparagus the same size as this, and that way it'll cook all at the same time. So not like the most thin of juliennes. Going for probably about 1/4 inch here. Where's the green pepper? There ain't no green pepper here, dude. Not my favorite at all. And plus, it's definitely not something that would go into a Japanese curry. I don't even know if these peppers should go in, but I wanted some extra veg, so I thought it would pair the best with a curry. Like so. And now our fresh asparagus. Get all of the stems lined up. And then we can trim the stalks so they're not really woody. Probably right there looks good. It's usually about like a good 2 inches off. And then the rest of these I'm just gonna cut into 1-inch portions. Like so. And that is our veg for today. Just a sec, guys. I'll be right back. All right. Who is the president in Canada? Tristan. You don't have a president. Wasn't it a crackhead at one point? Kevin Hart. You guys are killing me. Rob Ford. No, he was the mayor of Toronto. But yeah, he actually passed away. Tristan, maybe that's who's haunting you. But right now it's Justin Trudeau. Super young guy. Just getting a water refill. But I'm here. Okay. Waiting for the dog to jump. She would never jump on the counter. Oh, that was such a good interview. Yeah, that was classic when he freaked out. I can't believe you guys remember that. Alright, so next thing we have to do is grate our Asian pear. But you could also use apple. And I don't know if it's going to start to turn color right away. Probably will. But that's okay, because I'm going to start to make the curry sauce anyways right now. So it shouldn't sit for too long before we make it. Yeah. That was hilarious. All right. Doggo is back. She says, apple snacks, I'm in. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and grate this up. It's probably a lot easier for me to not break this down, so I'm just gonna kind of go around the core as I grate it. It's gonna get juicy. I think that is it, my friends. Take off these little pieces. And now maybe give Doggo a snack. She's just like licking the juices off first. Is that Nami? She doesn't know about it, guys. She's confused. Is that weird? You've never had it before? Holy smokes. See how much water is on this right now? Good thing I did this on the wax paper, so it's not leaking everywhere. Didn't think it was gonna be that juicy. Is that them? They're coming already? Okay. 1 hour, guys. Better get my butt moving. Okay, I'm just gonna package this up into its little pack and move it over real quick. I'm gonna put it on top of the squashes for now. And last thing we gotta do is the ginger. Real quick. So what does my recipe say here? 1 2-inch piece of ginger. So honestly, probably just gonna use this whole thing because by the time I peel the skin off, we're not gonna have too much left anyways. And this says grated finely as well. So I'm gonna use a microplane to grate it fine. But by all means, you could use the box grater as well. Boom. That juicy pronunciation. Juicy. Better get Betty on stream to help roll in now. The rest of the curry is easy. We'll be okay. Believe me, if I have to move fast, I can. I just would pretty much stop talking to you guys, that's all. I'm trained to cook as fast as possible. It's in my blood now. See what we got going on under here? Just kind of tap it out. The ginger hairs always like to make it a little bit difficult to grate it fine, but that's why I keep turning the piece around a little bit, because you can kind of see they're hanging off here. Top tips. Top ginger tips. Just dealing with those hairs. I think we're pretty much there. The rest of this piece is actually like pretty hard. Come on, camera. So I'm just gonna toss it out. Definitely more than enough here. And just kind of wipe off the microplane. And then always make sure that you rinse this out right away, because you can kind of see how all the hairs have gotten stuck on the back part. And if those dry up, they're definitely a pain to get out. That was like one of my pet peeves always at work, is we had a crew at night that would like love to make themselves ginger tea. And then I'd always come in the next morning and the microplane would be full of all the little ginger hairs. Took probably a month before they actually cleaned it properly after using it. Crazy line cooks of ours. Alright. Rando, what's up, Bren? Glad you're in here today. The boys have been missing ya. It's true. Alright, let us begin our curry sauce. Okay, for the stew, add the onions, celery, and carrots to the Dutch oven or a big pot on, I would say, medium-high heat, not medium-low, and cook for about 10 minutes until they start to turn golden. Obviously, we're going to need some vegetable oil in the pot as well. And just give me a sec, I'm gonna let Doggo outside. She's got to go. She's being a butt. So let's get our pot on. I have this on 4 out of 6, so medium high. And I'm gonna use some vegetable oil for this. Maybe a touch more. And let me just say, if you did not want to do pork katsu with the curry, by all means, you could do chicken pieces into this curry, right into the sauce, and make your life a lot easier. A lot easier. And I'm just going to be using the spatula for the rest of the time. For our curry, let's give another little taste to our broth now. It's looking a lot more dark compared to last time. Smelling a little bit more roasty. Yep, the flavor actually got deeper. Perfect. But I'll just let that go until I need to add it to the curry. Get as much flavor in there as possible. Still at Wheezy's mom's. Love that nickname. Wheezy. Let me just read up on this recipe here for the roux part. Okay, so we add the stock after we saute the veg, which is perfect. That will give me that pot freed up again. And then we add our squash and apple and potato to the pot, and then we do our roux. So we add the roux at the end to thicken it up. This all makes sense now. It's gonna go quick. Like always, you know it. Get our veg in. I feel like this is a lot of veg, but I'm sure it'll cook down. We're making a thick curry. Maybe we won't even need the roux. Give that a stir to completely coat it in the oil. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit higher since we have so much veg in there. Let's do this. While I wait for the veg to brown, I guess, I can do up our breading station. Tristan says, turn it up. So, I have 3 pans here that are all kind of the same size. And that's going to bake our breading station. So let's just move our cutting board out of here. Not needed right now. Most important thing for the breading station is our panko crumbs. Ingredients: wheat, flour, sugar, yeast, and salt. I know, Bran. I've never made a Japanese curry yet. Super pumped. Katsu curry. All right, we're going in. It's So nice to have resealable bags on everything you buy now. Amazing. We'll start with that amount of panko. I'd rather use less and top it up than have to waste it because it gets touched by the eggs, right? So this is our lineup. The next one we have to do is our eggs and milk, so our egg wash. And then the other one is just going to be plain flour. Just going to grab the eggs, guys. When is the rando cooking stream? We don't know. Duck eggs for the win. Yum. From our sneaky hut on the side of the road. West Coast life for sure. And I think I'm gonna do the egg wash just in a bowl by itself first so I can really whisk it up. I think it'll just make it too difficult if I try to do it in that big pan at first. All right, we're gonna make sure that we keep our veg stirring around. You don't want it to burn at all, just a nice golden brown. You know what, Bran? You'd be surprised about what people want to watch on Twitch. And yes, Jim, eating streams is where it's at. Alright, so we're whisking up our egg really well to begin with, so that it mixes really easily with the milk and we don't have like any snotty egg white pieces that are gonna go onto our breaded pork. So make it nice and pale yellow. Yeah, do eating streams. Do it up. Just a touch of milk. Probably enough there. So my goal is to have the curry and the rice both cooked ahead of time. Not too far ahead though, so I can just quickly pan fry the katsu on its own last. And that way the stovetop won't be too, I guess, congested with all of the pots and pans that we're using. Yep. always want to make sure that you time yourself out properly. Jim, I'd be down for food. Yes, sir. Always down for food. All right, last pan is our flour. So this is the first thing going onto the pork. You don't need a lot of it. It's probably enough. That was about 3/4 of a cup. Just gonna move my book out of here. Clear the area. And then just grab another sheet pan with some parchment, I think, to put the breaded pork cutlets on. That sizzle though, guys. All right, so here's our pork cutlets. See how they're a little bit watery on top? That is from the salt that is drawing out the moisture from the pork itself. So before we dip it in the flour, I'm just gonna pat that off so it's a lot more dry. All right, our mirepoix is almost there. I think I'm going to add the spice blend to these vegetables instead of adding it to the roux, because I really don't think I'm going to need the roux. We'll see. But I think it's going to be thick enough on its own. So 3 tablespoons of the spice blend that we made earlier, as well as the ginger, but I'll let that go a little bit more before I do that. We'll get a little bit more color on there. Let's pat these off real quick. Looking good. Yes. All right. Now we're getting some color in here. So I think the recipe was accurate in saying it would take about 10 minutes to brown this properly. Let's add our spice. 3 tablespoons worth. Holy smokes, it smells good. And also our ginger. Just gonna pick it up with my knife off my cutting board. Add that as well. And this is where you feel sorry for your neighbors because they have to smell the food that you're cooking. And I just turned off our cork stock now. So that is going to be going into the pan right away here. Just getting a little toast on our spices in the pot. And then we're going to pour that in. And I'll do the bones and all to start, and then I'll just take it out afterwards. Those bubbles! Or I can just hold it with my spatula, probably. And then just really quickly go over the bottom of the pan to kind of deglaze it and get whatever was stuck on there before, because that's all your flavor as well. Definitely the right color already. And I'm just going to turn that down a bit. And add a little bit more water. Because we need to add enough water so that we can cook our other veg, right? All right, that seems like it'll be enough. Everyone chilling still? You're good? I know you're paying attention when it's quiet in chat. Shh, everyone, don't talk. It's curry time.
I had to reboot, so...
All right, it says next thing to do, add our squash and apple and cook at a gentle simmer until the squash is tender. So about 15 minutes. It's gains time, Jim? Are you going to the gym? Jim, are you going to the gym? All right, grated apple pear is in. Squash and potatoes are in. That's a full pot. Give this a stir to get it completely covered. And I seriously think the veg in here are going to make it thick enough on their own. But we'll see. If I have to add a roux at the end, I will. Did I skip the gym? I've skipped the gym for like the last month. Terrible, I know. All right, my friends. Getting into the pork. I know. I've been really bad. Haven't gone in to get my pass set up and stuff like that. Somebody call the gains police. I know. I lost them all. Alright, so first layer of the flour. Really important that you get the whole cutlet covered in the flour. Because that's what's going to help the egg bind. And then the panko stick afterwards, obviously. Press it down if you need to. And then tap off whatever's extra. So it should look like this before you carry on to the next step. And this is where it gets a little bit messy, so I always like to have one hand messy and wet, so let's say my right hand for now. And then keep one hand nice and dry so that you can play in the panko and the flour without getting them messy. Taps the belly. Yes, Jim. Alright, so nice even coating on there. And then I know you can't see the panko, so I'll just bring it over to here. This hand is still dry. Just gonna kind of scoop up a little bit of the panko over top. And then with my dirty hand, just flip it over. Do the same. You probably will have to do this twice and then kind of just press it down so it gets evenly coated. And I think we are good. Obviously shake off the excess, whatever you have, and then set it aside. So something like that. Really nicely coated, no lumps or anything. And that should fry up really nicely. Probably just gonna pour the rest of this panko bag into the pan now, because I know I'm gonna end up being short. We have quite a bit here today. Luckily, I got the 2 boxes of panko the other day for $6. They were on sale. So go me. Let's turn up our curry pot just a little bit. Up to 4. Just to quickly get it up to a simmer, and then we'll turn it down once it's there. Second one done. These things are beauties. So see what I mean by having one hand that's all dirty? Yes, Polish. You came on when I first started, went for a workout, still here. Did you crush it, bud? Oh, you switched up the routines. Yes. Good call. Don't let your muscles get used to those workouts. right, here's number 3. Perfectly coated. Looking beautiful. Your ego will have to adjust. Just taking yourself down a notch there, bud. Jelly filled. You're here. Have you been here the whole time, or did you step out again? Okay, one more big piece, and then we're gonna bread up these small little pieces. Those ones are snack pieces. You left 32 minutes ago to have popcorn. What the heck? Where was mine? Actually, it's okay, guys. I don't want to spoil my dinner with popcorn. Number 4. These are looking crazy. Definitely the biggest pieces of katsu I've ever seen. You're not loyal. Good to know. On holiday to the hospital, how many people will that feed? And why is it all of them? This will probably make about 8 portions, which is what I try to do when I cook every night. So there's 4 of us that usually eat, and I always try to make enough so that we can have lunch the next day and not have to worry about cooking everything. Just living off the leftovers. Or yes, it will feed half of a gym. Okay, last big one. And this pan looks unreal. I'm sorry, guys, but it looks almost too good. It's where we're at. Now just our little guys. These pieces, though, are gonna be amazing. Just because of how much fat they have on them. Flava Flav. And welcome on holiday. I've never seen you in here, so welcome to the stream. It's always good to see some new faces. Sushi Day with the 26-person raid. All right, guys. Everyone welcome Sushi Day's chat. And thank you. Hello. I'm so happy that you brought your posse. That's amazing. I popped in for the first time on your stream today. Sorry I couldn't catch a lot of it, but I just quickly popped in before I started mine. Definitely will be checking out more. I love your personality. The sushi party. Spam it, guys. I love it. It's okay, jelly-filled. They're friends. Hopefully your stream went well today. You bet I dip my fries in milkshakes? I might have done that a time or two. How did you know? And thank you for the follow as well. Oh my gosh, kimchi mac and cheese. That sounds really, really good. Definitely will have to try that one time. Fries and milkshakes, that's where it's at, guys. I'm not ashamed of that. It's all about the sweet and salty contrast. All right, so this is the last of our katsu. And it looks like our curry is just about to come up to a simmer. So we're still on par for our timings. And after this, I'm gonna start the rice. So much food you have to go cook, Scorched? What you cooking? Sounds good, Jim Jim. Thanks for stopping in as always. And hopefully see you tomorrow, dude. Have a great night. Scorched is doing a bacon mac and cheese. There's mac and cheese everywhere. Thanks, Indognito. Yeah, one of my friends actually did all of my graphics up for me. Kind of hit it right on the head for what I wanted. Alright, that is it for our breading station. Time to wash off these gooey fingers. Yucks. Clear in the area. This is our heavenly katsu tray. Scorched with the biddies, thank you. Peanut butter mouth, welcome and thank you for the follow. I know I just missed someone else, so give me a sec. My hands were dirty. All right, drop it. Imanji Love, Indognito, Taco Mesa, thank you all. And welcome. It's always good to see new faces in here. Does my stove camera ever get fogged up? Honestly, I don't think so. I've cooked a lot of things, like I've deep fried under it and everything, and it's never really gotten fogged up or anything bad like that. Luckily, I was kind of worried the first couple of times about maybe getting it too hot or something, but it's been good. Luckily, no issues. Oh no, get in the cup, you crazy cheer. Get in there, bit. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe off this little area. cleaning as I go. That's key. And then it's rice time. This setup though, guys. All right, so 1.5 cups of rice is what I'm cooking tonight for our meal. Should give us about 6 to 8 portions. Paper towels, thank you for the follow as well. Thanks, guys. Feeling the love today, for sure. Have you ever deep fried a camera? Just asking for a friend. No, I haven't. But I feel like that would be interesting. Probably would start a fire. Auntie Panda, thank you for the follow. You gotta follow, you gotta follow, you gotta follow. Hurry, Palsh, before the mushrooms leave you. Alright, so we're gonna let our curry simmer away there until our squash is tender, and then I'm gonna check for how thick our broth is. May or may not have to make a quick roux to thicken it up. Polish, they're okay. You gave him a bath. Uncle Stinky. I love all of your guys' usernames, by the way. I recognize it. I actually do recognize that name. I see you. I see you there. And Death, what's up, man? All right, so rice is going in the pot. We're gonna toast it up a little bit first. And that is gonna give us nice fluffy rice. This is actually an Indian style of cooking rice that I've learned. And we don't really turn it down to a simmer at all, just pretty much straight boil it. Takes about 20 minutes, and then we finish steaming it by putting the lid on top after it's done. And I'm gonna start this pot on a kind of medium-high heat. And you'll start to see the rice kernels turn opaque. So more of like a whiter color than a clear color. And that's when you know you're good to add your water in. So let's get our water ready in the meantime. We're gonna need 3 cups total, but this is only a 2-cup measure, so I'll have to top it up afterwards. Death's been lurking, chilling on the couch, being lazy, like an onion. And we also want to continually stir our rice while we're toasting it. You'll find that if you don't stir it, a couple of the kernels will actually start to burn. So we don't want that today. Auntie Panda, hi! Hello, hello. I'm just gonna stir all of the pots, guys. rice is already starting to toast up. I'll try to kind of show you in this camera if you can see how some of the kernels are like a more white color than transparent. So we'll do this for about 3 to 5 minutes before we put the water in. And we're not gonna turn down the heat at all. Tristan, you're back. Where did you go? Were you getting foods? Shower. So fresh and so clean. That's good, Posh. His whereabouts were unknown. So what's for foods now, Trist? Now that you had Krispy Kremes and cheese, what's up next on the menu in your fabulous diet? Oh man, Paul, yeah, shower after leg day, for sure. Yeah. All right, water is going in. We want all of those bubbles. You really want to hear it sizzle as well. And then we're not going to stir it. We're just going to let that cook out and call it a day. Easy peasy. Raisin nut cereal out of the box with a Coke. Dude. You're hilarious. I just realized that I almost forgot to put the cinnamon stick in the curry. How dare I? Get it in there real quick. And the sauce is looking a little bit thin, so let's make up a quick little roux. This recipe I'm gonna use calls for half a cup of butter and flour each. So a roux is always equal parts fat and flour, if no one's used that before. And it should make this nice little paste. And then we're gonna stir that into the curry and it will thicken it up really nicely for us. Who eats cereal with a Coke? That dumb... Tristan's the dummy. Shower benches. Man, holiday, I wish I had that. Do you sleep there? Sleeping in the shower. I could see that happening. Alright, I just washed out the pot that I used to make the pork stock, so saving on dishes. We have to. Oh, a vector cereal, that's a good one. Or Special K. Tristan, you don't have vector? Or you've never had it? Polish, is that maybe just a Canadian thing? I feel like it might be. So when making a roux, you always want to measure out your ingredients for this. And then you can't blame anything if it doesn't work out. I told you so. Tristan's never heard of vector. It's like a fitness cereal. Let's just call it that. When you clean out the butter pot and get an exact half cup. Yeah. Thunderstruck with the follow. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you in here. Granola equals toilet time. Too much fiber for Tristan. All right, all of the newbies in here. So we have a Discord going for everyone. And the invite to the server is on my channel page if you want to join that. We quite frequently talk about food that we're eating, and that is also where I post all of my recipes in PDF. So you can easily print them out and make them for yourself at home. I know, hey, Taco Mesa. I have never eaten this. I've never made it before, so this is a first for me. Pretty excited. I'm super down with the grated apple that's in it for the little bit of sweetness. Okay, so can you guys kind of see? I'll put this camera up a bit. The rice is starting to crawl up the side of the pot here. So that's what we're looking for when we're making this style of rice. Is it's gonna kind of puff up and come almost out of the water. All right, butter is in, so we're gonna turn that pot on. And we're gonna melt this butter down before we add any flour to it. And we're gonna whisk the flour in so it's not lumpy. Vector is Canadian only. Now we know, Polish. Only a select few of us know what we're talking about here. Yeah, post the pic, Polish. That is something, I was talking about that today. I have not made too many Middle Eastern dishes on here yet, so gonna try to get into that a lot more. I do have a really nice bottle of pomegranate molasses that someone brought back for me from Turkey. So I should probably try and use that up. Let's measure out our flour real quick. Alright, so this is where our rice is at. I know it's a little bit hard to see in that camera, but it's starting to blow up and kind of get really fluffy on top. But I'm going to cook that rice until I start to hear it kind of sizzle on the bottom, which means it's pretty much done. And as soon as all the liquid is gone, I'm going to shut off the pot and cover it with the lid. Butter is all happy and melted. So let's pour in our flour and just give that a little whisk. And I just turned off the heat for this pot because we don't want to toast it at all. We just want to make it a nice smooth paste. Like so. Now, we're going to take this roux and add it to our curry. And that's going to give us a really nice, silky, smooth, and thick sauce. So you want to keep whisking that whole time, just so you don't get any flour lumps. I know it's a little bit difficult because I already have all the veg in here, but I'm going to make it work. So it's gotten thicker already. Maybe just do a little bit more. And it's also going to continue thickening the curry as it cooks. So I'm super happy with how that is. We got a little squash stuck in our whisk. I'm not gonna add any more though. You can already see how kind of creamy it's turned into. Way different than before. Don't forget the lemon rice. Oh, Tris. So sizzles are just starting to happen on our rice here. About a minute more, and then that is good. That's gonna get taken off of the burner, and then I can start to set up my little frying station for my katsu. And then we're good to go, guys. The one thing about a roux is you want to keep it moving, because the flour tends to like to stick to the bottom of the pot and cook on instead of cooking into the sauce. So make sure you keep paying attention to it. All right, our rice is good. All of the liquid is gone from the bottom. So before I cover it, I hope that you can kind of see what has gone on in here. So super, super fluffy. You can see how the kernels are kind of all just like standing up. And then we're just gonna cover it. And then obviously I'm gonna come back to it later on and I'll show you how fluffy it actually got. So I have a little bit extra curry powder left that we made, and And that can just be packaged up and used another time. We are done with the flour. And now this smaller pan is going to go on the back one here, the back burner. And then once our curry is done, I'll put the larger pan on that bigger burner. And we're pretty much good to go. And you know what, guys? I'm just gonna message Panda quickly because this is his stream. I want to make sure that he actually gets to see it. He requested curry. Say, yo, Panda, where you at, man? He's on Discord, so I know he's around. The little sneaker. Oh yeah, she's getting thick. So while this cooks, just gonna give it a taste for salt because I have not added any salt or anything to this yet. And also gonna check the squash to see how done it is. Panda just shows up out of nowhere. Welcome, dude. I'm just starting to season it up. But other than that, we're about 80% there, I would say. All right, squash is completely cooked. So that is good. That means I can add in the other veg now. So I don't want the squash to get overcooked. You still want it to hold shape. RIP to your day, Panda. So is everything getting fixed with your apartment now, or what's going on? All of the veg going in. We have asparagus and just some peppers that I sliced up earlier. Just to get more veggies in with the mix. If you come in my stream, you'll definitely notice that I cook with a lot of veg all the time. It is key. All right, time for the salt. No, nothing's been fixed yet. Dude, we need to get you back into your kitchen. Maybe they just like gave up on it because it's that bad. Do you think you're gonna have to move? Okay, I am starting out with a tablespoon of salt going into here. Give this a stir. And another taste. Holy smokes, you might have to hire a lawyer. That's getting really serious. Okay, now it's time to taste the broth. The sauce. It's getting there. Still needs a little bit more salt. Let's do about a teaspoon. It is really, really nice and sweet though from the apple. I have to say that. A lot different flavor than a typical Indian curry or even a Thai curry. And actually, one thing else that I noticed is there was no garlic in this today. Thanks, Panda. I hope it's delicious. It seems like it's going to be, considering we made the curry spice mix ourselves instead of using the blocks like Taco mentioned earlier. That is so, so good. I can just eat that as a soup. I don't need the rice or anything else. It's very balanced. And obviously not spicy. Just a ton of flavor. Okay, so 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of salt went into that if you guys are gonna make this at home. And I'm just gonna let that cook out a little bit further for the asparagus and the peppers, and then I'm gonna take it off. And it will stay hot on the side. And then obviously our last thing to do is fry up our lovely katsu. And while we wait, I am going to slice up this lemon, just for a garnish on the side. Apparently, katsu curry, or just katsu on itself, the pork version, is usually served with some lemon wedges and some cabbage. And I can definitely see how the lemon would give it a really nice bright freshness. Did someone say lemon? Here you go, Trist. Just for you, bud. And one thing that is my pet peeve when people put lemons on a garnish is that they leave the seeds in. So how about we don't and take those out beforehand so we don't have to pick them out. Make it easy on ourselves. Tristan says yes, yes, yes. All right, so while we wait, I'm gonna get the bowls down as well for curry and katsu. And this will probably be a spoon and a fork dish. But you made it! Yes! I pretty much have one thing left to do, which is fry off our pork cutlets, and that's it. Still on track for time though. 15 minutes left. The pork will probably take about 5 minutes. That's it in the pan, because we did pound them out to about 1/4 inch thickness, so it won't take very long to cook at all. Panda, you were so late. Don't even be sorry. You're the one that cheered for me. I'm just doing this because I like to kind of push myself to be more creative. And I want to see what you guys want me to cook. So here we go. Panda wanted a curry. So I'm whipping out a Japanese curry. Alright, I just want to taste the asparagus here to see if it's tender at all yet. Panda, the recipe is already up on our Discord in the recipe section. Finished it this morning for you guys. Asparagus is perfect. Still has a little bit of bite, but since I'm going to take this pot off, it's going to continue cooking because it's going to stay in the hot broth. So we don't want to make it mushy is what I'm trying to say. Goodbye, curry. See you in a little bit. This curry sauce is bugging me in the spoon holder. I need to rinse it off, guys. It's too dirty. All right. Why did I close that? Because I need the oils. So veg oil is going into the pan. I am just going to use a grapeseed. It has a really nice high smoke point on it. And that way we'll be able to fry our cutlets properly. Never use olive oil to fry stuff in. It's just going to end up tasting bitter because it has a low smoke point. But I have never eaten this curry, but honestly, it is one of the most flavorful curries I've ever tasted. Especially without having the spice in there, you can taste everything else so much more. Tristan, of course I could make another dessert. I was just thinking that today. I was like, well, we just finished off the cake from my birthday. We just finished off the cheesecakes that I made for you. And now the fridge is empty. So what are we gonna have? So you'll want a good amount of oil into the pan here. Start with about 1/4 of an inch and then go from there. You'll notice how much oil that the panko actually soaks up. It's a little bit gross, but that's what makes it taste so good. Anything deep fried tastes good, I'm sure. So let's get our pans heating up, because we want them to be around the 350 Fahrenheit mark. Anything lower than that and the cutlets are just going to soak up oil instead of actually frying in it, which won't be very tasteful. Betty says, turn it up. Turnt the fan up. How about a let me look it up? What is that? I just decided instead of using the more expensive, really fresh oil, We have this oil that's been left over from us deep frying once before. So if I have to top up the pan at all, I'm gonna top it up with this oil instead. Tiramisu? Yes! That's like one of my favorite things, Tristan. I am so in. That was like one of my favorite desserts that I put on a restaurant menu when I was pastry chef there. It was called biramisu though. But I made everything from scratch, even the ladyfingers, and I put cocoa in my ladyfingers so they were like chocolate flavored instead. Would $10 be enough? Honestly, dude, I'm not gonna tell you how much you should donate. You donate whatever you think. But I will say it's a little bit more expensive of a dessert because of the mascarpone cheese, but that is on you. I'm always down to make something. It's not like I have to make a lot of it, right? I don't know how much it would cost. I'm sure $10 would be more than enough. But I'm not going to tell you how much to donate to me. That's not fair. I could say, yeah, it's going to cost $100. I'm not going to cheat you like that. Yeah, exactly, but like 10 to 15 seems like it will be enough. I'll just make a nice little square pan. Oh, death. Okay, my pans aren't smoking yet, so I can check the Discord real quick. What? Those are like little cupcakes. Those look so good. Panda? What the heck, you guys? Christian, welcome to the stream. Those look so good, Death. I love that version. The version that I did in the restaurant, I built it in like a little jar. So I just did the layers in the jar. It looks really good. Just getting my thermometer out so that I can check the oil temp. Don't want to put my pork in too early. And thank you for the follow, my dude. I know, there's no curry to be seen yet. It's chilling off to the side so I can get ample room to cook the katsu. But it is tasty. Alright, let's see where we're at. Pretty much there. The oil is starting to dance a little bit, so that's when I usually know that it's ready and hot. Panda. Okay, I'm just gonna have my back turned for a couple seconds when I put the pork in. But I'll watch out for whatever you guys are up to over there. Probably gonna get the splash screens out too. Just in case it decides to be a little cray up in here. Yeah, but I mean, the oil is just kind of like dancing a little bit right now, and that's usually your go-to to check if it's ready. So let's do this. Yeah, got that sizzle. And I might as well just put the couple of small ones in here too. And that way the oil temp won't cool down too much. Get those ones out of the way. Beauty. And it's actually not splashing that much, which is great. I may actually turn it down just a little bit. It seems like it's browning pretty fast. But then again, I'm sure that this pork was going to cook pretty fast as well because it's thin. Ah! Okay. What did I miss, my friends? Tristan, here's the donation for the tiramisu, $10. Thank you, dude. Always feeling the love from you. And Panda, I think your Streamlabs donation sound is off, but this is my match. The sound is totally off, guys. It's an OBS thing. OBS and Max, they don't get along. But seriously, thank you guys so much. You know I don't expect that. Love it. Love you guys. Now I have to make the best tiramisu ever. Christian, yeah, just imagine the smell right now. It smells pretty deadly. Going for that nice golden brown color. If you need to, kind of just flip the pieces around in the pan if it looks like it's cooking a little bit uneven. And then I guess I should get a pan out to put these onto. With that donation, it's gonna be massive. Do I know how to make French macarons? Yes, but I'm gonna have my back turned, but I'm gonna keep talking. So when I was in culinary school and we were in the baking class, I literally made it my mission to master making macarons. So I would go into class early if there wasn't a class ahead. At least like an hour, so I have time to prep all this stuff. And then just keep making macarons. It took me about a week going in every day early to actually learn how to do it properly on my own. But yes, very proud to say that I did kind of teach myself how to do that. But I also haven't done it in probably about 7 years, so don't hold me to that. Tristan, does my family like it? Betty, you like tiramisu? She says, but she's lying. She's joking. Do you actually not like it that much? Oh, that's okay, more for me. Alright, this is definitely done, so I'm going to take it out. The one side did not crisp up the same, or did not at least brown the same, but still really nice and crispy. Get these little guys out as well. And then we can restart. Rose and lavender macarons, yeah. Or pistachio. Really, really good. Tristan, Rando, and Francois and Sammy, they all like tiramisu. You're okay, dude. You didn't request anything bad. Like I said, I will eat it.
I like it, just not a lot.
Lavender makes you smell, or it makes you remember your grandma. That's so nice. It's kind of a grandma smell, I guess. All right. Probably just gonna do one piece at a time in this big guy now, just because they are such big pieces. And now we have one piece left, guys. And I don't think I need to top up with any of this, so we're good to go. Yeah, but definitely like a lot of floral things, that's true. Jasmine green tea, yeah, rose lemonade, so good. Thermometer is gone, my friends. Not needed. And honestly, neither are these splash screens. This guy's browning up really fast. I'm gonna turn it down just a bit. Now we're cooking. Yeah, matcha. The matcha at Starbucks, so good. I used to get that all the time. Okay, let's get a flip on this one. Don't want it to burn. Same with this guy. Like I said, the cutlets should take about max 5 minutes to cook fully. They are really nice and thin, which makes it easy to cook as well. I'm so excited to make tiramisu, guys. Gonna kill it. I will be adding that to the list though for next week. My week is already fully booked, and we actually have a pretty busy day on Saturday with family coming over, so I don't want to like overcook myself, if you know what I mean. Alright, this guy is almost there. Yeah, it's pretty far, Trist. Edmonton to Vancouver, definitely a trek. But it's such a nice drive, I'll say that. Alright, there is our other side. Maybe just give it a couple more minutes in there. I want to make sure that it's fully cooked. Oh yeah, we're good. We good. How about I do this for you guys? And real quick, I'm just gonna kind of scrape all of this panko to the side. Put our last one in. Give it a nice press down so it gets an even cook on there. Yum. So you guys may be wondering why these ones from this pan look a lot more yellow. It's because I cooked the spice mix in that pan. So lots of turmeric in there ahead of time, and it kind of soaked into the cast iron. Brianna, Afterthought with the sub, welcome.
It smells so good.
Welcome and
so
thank you. Everyone new in here, this is Barry. And Brianna, also thank you for the follow. Feeling the love today, guys. Tristan keeping me on track always with my followers. All right, last piece of katsu. Watch out, world.
Better or worse with the network cable?
So Tristan, since you've been here pretty much the whole time, do you think the stream is better with the cable directly to the router? Or was it better the other way? Thanks, Fiscal. I'm glad you're in here. But how good am I at complicated cakes? I'm pretty good at making cakes. Like, I've made quite a few birthday cakes for people before. Like, they paid me to make them for their kids. Done a Star Wars one. I did one of those, like, layered rainbow ones with all the different colored cakes. It's better now? Yeah. Good, guys. That makes me so happy. Okay, looking, but I'm looking at it. Homemade blackberry mousse cake. That looks so good. Yeah, that looks a little bit complicated, but I'm sure I could do it. Did they put it into a mold or something? Yes. That makes sense. I'm gonna keep that tab open so I can check it out more after stream, but that could be definitely something that I make on stream because blackberries are wild everywhere here. Alright, couple more seconds and then it's plate up time. Tristan, Sammy the Beardless now. I know, so sad. Chocolate sponge, blackberry jam, vanilla cream cheese mousse. Yum, I love cream cheese. See, I've done a mirror glaze and stuff like that before, so I'm sure I could knock that one out of the park for you. I know, Death. I want to make it now. The last katsu to rule them all. Alright, so I'm going to bring one of these just over to my cutting board so I can slice it up proper for us. Because that's how it's usually served, is in thinner slices. Get one little quick close-up with our rice as well, so I can show you guys just how fluffy it came out to be. So see how all the kernels are really nicely separated there? And they're kind of all like standing up? That's exactly what you want. Exactly. Let's all make the cake and compare results. That would be so much fun. I'm just putting a nice scoop of rice on the side of the bowl here. And then a scoop of curry on the other side. We want to kind of keep the rice poking out of the curry so you can see what you're gonna eat. And then the katsu is just gonna sit on top after it's chopped up. And this is a pretty heavy curry that I made. Like, it's really thick with the veggies. It's amazing. So for everyone that wants to see what it looks like, here we go. There's the curry pot. And this is where I'm at so far. Some nice rice, curry on the side, and we're gonna slice up our katsu. So that's exactly what we're looking for. Still really nice and juicy on the inside. There we go. And you can hear that crunch while I'm cutting it, right? Yum. All right, look at this piece here, guys. So that's light and dark meat there. Pretty good.
Yep.
And then literally just gonna go like this. Kind of covers up all of the curry, but that's fine. It's a katsu curry. That's how most of them look. Gonna give a little wipe to our bowl. And then just plop our little lemon wedge. Where should I put it? On the side right here. Like so. So definitely not the fanciest thing, but probably one of the most flavorful. So I'm gonna leave that there, and I'm gonna bring over a smaller piece of the katsu. Just to try for you guys in front of you. I will take a couple bites of the curry as well, but I don't want to destroy this dish, so I can have a really nice photo later on. I wish I could send you guys some of this, I really do. Like, look how juicy and perfectly cooked that is. So that was all of the dark meat pieces that I cut off the side. So that's why it looks so dark and pink like that. Believe me, guys, it is cooked perfectly. Pick first and then eat? I could do that. Teasing. Cheers, friends. Mm-hmm. That is so tender. Personally, I would put a couple flakes of extra salt on top, but it's still really nicely seasoned since we did it about 2 hours or 3 hours ahead of us frying it. So that's the whole point in doing that, is the salt is gonna actually penetrate throughout the whole piece of meat rather than just going on the outside. Pro tips, my friends. Okay, let's get a spoon here. You know what I'm gonna do? Put a little scoop of this into this separate bowl. And try it for you guys that way. Keep this stream up and everyone's gonna be fat. I mean, yeah, the katsu, not the healthiest thing, but this pot of curry and the rice, really, really healthy. Like, it's just full of veggies. How is there anything bad in that spoonful? Asparagus, peppers, squash, celery, carrots, onion. Fiscal. Honestly, by all means. I love to feed people for a living. It's what I do. I'm trying to decipher the main spice that's like in my mouth right now, but it's so balanced that I can't even pick one out of I think the 11 that we put into our curry spice mix. And the asparagus is like perfectly tender. The squash is perfect. It's like just starting to fall apart, which also helped to thicken our sauce a little bit. And you totally do get that little bit of sweetness from the apple. For my first time making this, I'm pretty sure I killed it. She just ditched Tristan. She's not gonna do it. Chief, you gotta marry a chef. It's true. What's the underlying theme of curry that makes it curry? It's such a varied dish. I would say mostly the spices that are used. So cumin, coriander, cloves, cardamom, fennel. What else did we put in there? Cinnamon, chili powder. But there is no real spice in this curry compared to Indian curries. Like the chili powder is our main spice here, and it's only half a teaspoon. So really not spicy at all, more flavorful than anything. All right, but I'm gonna head out too. Thanks for coming in on checking on us. Panda, I actually love that you made it in here. I'm glad that I messaged you. I'm being a needy streamer. Where are my people? And that is it, my friends. Okay, one more look at this. Focus. Focus. You can just see the juices shimmering in there. Yeah, head out. And see you guys all tomorrow. Tomorrow is Butt Burglar's stream. She has picked beef bourguignon with a French baguette. And there will be some really nice root veg going into this stew as well. So stay tuned for that. Same time, same place. And I will see you guys all in Discord. Link is on my channel page. Bye, guys.